Hi, my name's Aaron Bucheister. I'm a producer in Annapolis, Maryland, and I recorded Lee Chapman's song, I Can Tell. This was the first song that Lee and I worked on together, and I actually hadn't heard any of his songs previously.
This was the first song of mine Aaron ever heard. In my experience, recording engineers don't comment on the song itself. Their brain is all full of technical issues. But as Aaron was listening, he was chuckling at the jokes. But then this stricken look came over his face, and he said, "This is supposed to be funny, right?"
The first day we worked together, he brought over this MIDI project, and I opened the song, and I started to have some ideas about what we could do. So I started playing the main riff, the dun, 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 on my Stratocaster, and he said, "Okay, that's great. I'm also going to Alaska for a month, so send me something. Send me what you work on and do with it what you like." I said, "Okay." So I was very nervous about that because I didn't know his music, and so I took a chance and I just did what I thought would be cool. So I played the main riff on the Stratocaster. I also played it on electric bass guitar. I also played some melodica, which is like a little keyboard you blow into that's like about this big. And I played 12-string acoustic guitar. And when embarking on this project with Lee, I kind of knew that I wanted to broaden my palette of available sounds that I had, and one of those sounds was the mellotron. So when I was working on this song, there was maybe a flute section, or I'm not sure if Lee wrote this flute section or if I came up with this section, but regardless, there's a flute section in this song, and I thought, man, I really would love those mellotron flutes. So the mellotron is a instrument that was made in the 50s or 60s. The Beatles used it on like Strawberry Fields Forever and all sorts of songs. So basically what it is, it looks like a keyboard, but like the size of a washing machine. And you play a key, and it actually plays a tape loop. So there would be different instruments it was basically one of the first samplers. And in fact, you could play a key, and it could also play a whole recording of a band. So I used the mellotron on this song quite a bit. I used it for the flute section that you hear in the middle. At the same time, I also used it there's a very lo-fi sounding piano in the middle. I used it at the end also in that section I think there's strings. I think that's mellotron also. And I used the mellotron sound for the vocal choirs at the end. There's samples of like men's choirs and boys' choirs and women's choirs. So I think that was the boys' choir, which is a sound very famously known to a lot of people from Radiohead's exit music for a film. There's also another sound that is played throughout the song. Lee, when he writes these arrangements, he'll write in the vocal melody also, and it'll be in the MIDI score. So when I get the song and I put it in my recording program, that shows up as an instrument. And that's something usually we would take out and replace with the vocal. But in this case, it was there, and I think I didn't know what the vocal was going to be, so I just left it in and found an interesting sound for it. So that's the thing that you hear doubling his lead vocal the whole time. It's this very airy, angelic sound, and I like that a lot. Also, with this song, there's a line, "You don't care at all what Ringo said to Paul," and that immediately in my mind, made me want to put a drum fill for Ringo Starr. You know? So I had finished maybe putting most of the instruments that I play on this song, and then I heard that line and thought, man, I'd really love to put some drums on here. And I'm not really a good drummer, so I played some drums on this song, and including some fun cymbal swells, which I'd recently gotten mallets to do that with. And it was cool. It was a good vibe for the song. But then later, Mickey Ekman came to play drums on most of the songs that I produced for this record, and I had him replay the parts that I played. So, you know, he was forced to listen to what I had to do, or what I played, and then did it much better than I did it. And again, really brought the song to life.